The Baltic Sea is increasingly popular for both traditional and new uses. Many of these uses require space above and below the water. A specific sea area can be of interest for many uses. Some of these uses cannot coexist, while others become more efficient in combination. However, all uses have to fit within the bigger ecosystem, which is changing over time and sensitive to human impact. To foster more efficient and sustainable use of the Baltic Sea, different countries, regions, and municipalities are developing maritime spatial plans. These planning processes are complex and require integration across various dimensions. The process has to include marine users and all other relevant stakeholders. Policies and sector interests related to these uses need to be considered. Knowledge of stakeholders and scientists has to be taken into account. And maritime spatial planning has to work across different types of boundaries. These 4 dimensions create numerous challenges. The bonus Baltic Space researchers investigated these challenges and possible solutions. Depending on legislation, maritime spatial plans are developed by countries, regions, or even municipalities. When doing so, a planner needs to take into account plans on other scales and from other countries, regions, or municipalities. This includes terrestrial spatial plans, focusing on development on land. By cooperation between planners, the number of mismatches between the different spatial plans will be reduced. Also, new opportunities arise where plans can strengthen each other. But working together on different levels is very difficult in practice. What are the main challenges? And how can cross-scale and trans-boundary interaction between different planning authorities and stakeholders be improved? European and national laws require authorities to involve citizens and stakeholders in the planning process. Most countries are starting to learn how to plan the sea and include stakeholders. So far, mainly the voices of authorities and a few powerful users have been heard. Many users and citizens do not even know that the sea is being planned and that they might be affected. Users and authorities from other countries affected by the plans are particularly hard to include. Politicians are also difficult to include in MSP, even though they often have the final say in case of conflicts. Explore important challenges and enablers that bonus Baltic Space researchers have identified. A maritime spatial plan takes different sea use sectors into account. All these sectors have their own policies, approaches, and rules developed by governmental authorities. Sectoral policies are developed from global to municipal level. Although policies may aim towards sustainable development, the way they get there can differ. Because of these differences, conflicts can arise. In developing a maritime spatial plan, planners need to balance sectoral requirements and decide where to place various activities. At the same time, they need to consider other countries' sectoral policies and strategies. But how is this done in practice, and what can be improved? Knowledge integration. Having the relevant knowledge is important for making the optimal decisions for the development of a maritime spatial plan. There is a range of different knowledge relevant for maritime spatial planning. Scientific disciplines provide a diverse range of valuable input from different perspectives. Several approaches have been developed which support planners in including knowledge. Experience-based knowledge is coming from stakeholders. Stakeholders have important insights into what is happening in their field. For planners, integrating these kinds of knowledge is vital for maritime spatial planning decision-making. However, in detail, this is challenging.